Hi, and good evening to you. If it is evening where you are, this is Heather Curtis. I am your magical life mentor, and I'm super thrilled to be with you here tonight. Thank you for being here. I do appreciate you. Magical Life Mentoring is all about you being in action and being in action in the way that is guiding your life to live the life that you love, the life that you decide. So let's get right into it. Today, I wanted to talk with you a little bit about overthinking, specifically how to stop overthinking so that you can find some mental peace. Overthinking is pretty prevalent in the world right now, and I actually know people. One of my daughters this is a big thing for her. She will go into mental breakdown because she overthinks things. So the question I have for you is, are you overthinking to the point of paralysis and fear? That is how it relates to my mentoring style, because I really mentor to have you be in action. So when you're overthinking things, a lot of times it can paralyze you into moving forward. And it also can cause some fear. So is your mind filled with so many thoughts that you don't know what to do next or how to handle things? If overthinking is causing you to struggle, you'll be glad to know that it is possible to find mental peace. So you can learn to calm your mind, achieve greater focus, and find the direction that's right for you. And I'm going to give you some tips, some ways to do that, okay? So here's some techniques to help you quiet your mind and give you some peace and also hopefully get you back in action. Number one is to avoid obsessing about completely silencing your mind. You may wish that you could stop thinking, that you could stop your thoughts altogether. However, this isn't always the best practice for dealing with overthinking. The more you try to stop thinking, the more you keep thinking, the more thoughts that come in. So the opposite of what you want actually starts to happen. So just, you know what? If your mind is full of thoughts, that's okay. Let it be full of thoughts. Quit fighting it. That's the first thing. Secondly is to understand that you'll always have thoughts. All human beings have thoughts. We can't help it. So recognize that this is a normal process. Now, although you can learn to silence your mind in certain situations, you can achieve great peace by learning to take control of what you are thinking instead of trying to stop your thinking. So that's a trick, right? You can start to control what you're thinking. Another thing is to avoid judging your thoughts. It's very tempting to get upset if you have negative thoughts or emotions. You may be quick to judge and try to squash down your negative thoughts and emotions. So instead of judging and criticizing your thoughts, accept them that they are normal human emotions. They're normal human thoughts. Acknowledge them and then let them move on. Learn to love what's inside your mind. This will help your mind calm down because you won't be fighting it internally. So I want you to remember that you wouldn't be able to appreciate the positive thoughts if you never had negative ones. It's kind of like you would never know what a bad pizza or what a good pizza tastes like until you had a bad pizza. You wouldn't know what something salty tastes like until you've had something that's bland, right? It's the same thing. So be okay with the fact that you have negative thoughts. Try to stay present. Overthinking often comes because you're worried about the future or you regret something that you did in the past, that's something that already happened. This is where my daughter gets stuck. You allow stress and anxiety to take over. You start imagining all these different outcomes, and most of them are very negative outcomes. It's like, don't leave me alone in my mind by myself, right? And you start to live in fear. So do your best to stay present. If you stay in the present moment, then fear cannot take over And overthinking isn't an issue. You're able to focus on what you have to do each day to survive and to thrive and to make those choices that are based on what you would love to have, do, be, or create. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is in this whole strategy to develop, to find some mental peace and not overthink, is to be okay with the world. So the word okay does not mean perfection. It doesn't mean awful. It's the balance between positive and negative, right? It's the thin line between those two that allows you to find mental peace. Being okay also means that you learn to accept what is happening in your life and what is not happening right now. Being okay may mean that you learn to love where you're at right now. You may learn to love what you're doing right now. You can learn to appreciate what you have and the people around you. I talked about gratitude a couple of days ago. It's important to find gratitude in the little things. Now, you don't have to pretend that negative things don't ever exist or they don't ever happen, but just do your best to avoid focusing on the negative things. You can center your attention on appreciating life. Now, when you have a clear vision of where you're going, then this part of, being okay with where you're at right now, this part becomes a little bit easier. And the reason is because you're in action in the direction that you want to go. And it helps to stop overthinking. Your thoughts can save you and your thoughts can destroy you. Your mind is a very busy place, right? You've got lots of things going on. So it's really important to learn ways to deal effectively with some of the thoughts that go through your head. So strategies like the ones I just talked about are just simple little tweaks that you can make in your life to help you to stop overthinking. Okay? Also, I wanted to bring up the fact that I'm going to be doing a workshop very soon. I'll be announcing it here when that's coming, and you'll be able to sign up for the workshop. The workshop is going to be my entire unbreakable strategy. It's going to be the whole strategy that I give, that I mentor people one-on-one with, and I'm going to give it to you in about a 45-minute to an hour workshop. So I'll let you know when that's coming up. But you can also start to do some of these things that I talk with you about every day. You can practice these things every day. I also have a free book that I like to give out to people. It's the 5 main triggers that has you stop. It's the 5 main reasons that gets you stuck. Plus, I put in a couple of extra strategies in there. One is the 2 sides of you. One side of you likes to stay cozy and the other side of you likes to move forward. I talk about that in that book. And I also give you a little bit of powerful language for you to use to help you to get yourself unstuck. If you want that free ebook, you can go to whatstopsme.com. That's whatstopsme.com/ebook. All right, you can get that and you can download it right away. It just goes to the download page. There's no other upsells or anything like that. It's just a free book that you can have, okay? So I'm thankful that you're here with me today. I think it sounds like they're making drinks on the other side of my room. I work from my home and I'm super happy that you're here with me in my home and in my office. And now I'm going to go have some drinks with my family. So you guys have a great night. I wish you all the magical days that your heart desires.